Hello everyone, I am 3-Face Janus, and here we are, going into Stage 3 on Sin and Punishment, Star Successor. Now, Stage 3, it's pretty hard. I don't think it's as hard. There's not as big of a jump in difficulty between 2 and 3 as there is between 1 and 2. But still, it can be pretty challenging.
There's the fortress. Ready? Let's go.
And Kachi has no reply yet again. This stage is pretty cool. I like it. Not quite as much as Stage 2, but... Okay, now, one interesting thing to note about this early part of the stage is that, well, one, if you get all these enemies in a row, like in their groups, they will drop coins. Well, mostly. Way to prove me wrong already, game. Now, I have a bit of a confession to make. I have not played this stage nearly as much as I have stages 1 and 2. So if I'm making mistakes left and right, that's why. Now, I also want to bring up something else. As you may have noticed already, my score is different. This is because, once again, I have played through the game up to this point off screen. And got a pretty good score. It's higher than last time, not by too terribly much, but I kind of screwed up in Stage 2. Took a lot of damage, lost my multipliers. So... this stage, the enemies overall get a little tougher. Obviously not these guys. But I mean, even they are technically tougher than, like, say, the tadpoles in Stage 1 or the eels in Stage 2. Because they're firing back at you. Actually, I should not have killed that rocket launcher in the background, because rockets can be pretty useful against these guys. These guys get pretty annoying. Just because they take a lot of hits to kill. And there's a lot of them, these android guys. So I am recording this on St. Patrick's Day, actually. But what I'm really excited about is the fact that upcoming 6 days from now is the release of Kid Icarus Uprising, which I'm really looking forward to. The trailers look really great. Looks to be a great multiplayer experience, which is not really what I was expecting at all. I was just expecting, ironically, a rail shooter, I say, as I play a rail shooter. Like I don't get enough of these, but hey. I grew up with Star Fox, I'm used to rail shooters. Okay, these enemies here are enemies like this one. They can be pretty annoying because they too have a ton of HP. Oh, what the crap? Where did that attack come from? Like I said, not as familiar with this stage. Ow. Now, I shouldn't die. I mean... I'm not going to discount the possibility, but I shouldn't die because the stage isn't that hard. Stage 4 is the stage where I'm actually pretty worried about me dying. Yeah, these are the ones that are pretty annoying. That's a little strategy I learned that I did right there. You want to wait until those fly enemies... oh, couldn't pull it off there. But, I'm gonna wait until those fly enemies are on the same area in the foreground as the sword leg androids, so that you can get all of them in the charge blast instead of just a few. Ow, crap. Sorry, Issa, you got hit by a missile there. You okay? As you might expect, what you have to do is reflect that giant missile. Here's attempt number 2. That's pretty cool. Now, I might be screwing up on my melee attacks because I've switched around my controls a bit. I've got it set to where my melee attack is the same attack, or the same button as the fire button, but the difference being that it only does the melee attack if I tap the attack button. Which originally I had it just as the attack button, so I couldn't actually just, or as the same as the fire button. So I couldn't just fire without starting part of the melee combo. And so that was obviously quite annoying. Now this corridor that I'm on right here goes on forever, and there's so many enemies. The androids on the ceiling will just keep bothering you. And it just doesn't change. It's my least favorite part of the stage, but the stage does get pretty cool later on. much to say here, so how about I strike up a little conversation? I don't normally do that, but so tell me in the comments, what are some of your favorite bands, viewers? It's kind of funny, really. What the heck was Issa? What? Did you see that? He was like rolling on the ground uncontrollably. Was that? I've never seen that before. That was weird. Anyway, as I was saying, it's kind of funny because I'm 20 years old and I'm pretty much just now really getting into like non-video game music. I mean, I grew up with video game music. I still love video game music. I think it's one of my favorite things about video games in general, or one of the things that I value highly in games, is the music. Which is funny because really the music in this game, I like the Nebulox boss fight music and the final boss music, but other than that, just not my thing, too techno-y. Not that I really have anything against techno, it's just, you know, not my thing. But anyway, yeah, tell me what your favorite bands are. My favorite band of all time is definitely the Beatles. I've listened to the Beatles for years. Love them. I've also recently discovered Nightwish. Oh, and here's the first boss, Guardian 11. For some reason, the red laser there, it's really quite easy to avoid, but whenever I fight this boss, I just end up getting hit by it all the time. See? Like, right there. Ah. Then it switches up the... Yeah, I'm definitely going to be taking a lot of damage in this stage. I guess it's because the laser's so thin, it doesn't stand out as much as, like, the cannon's weapons. Open! Oh, dang it. Now it's going to go into this little barrage thing. Alright. Did I ever finish my thought about Nightwish? I can't remember. But yeah, recently I discovered the band Nightwish, which is really my kind of music, symphonic metal. Whenever you combine a violin with a drum or rock beat, you've sold me. Which is why my favorite video game series of all time in terms of music is definitely the Castlevania series. And you can definitely expect a Castlevania game in the future as an LP. Alright, now this corridor can be pretty annoying. I'm still not entirely sure how these things work necessarily. Like these saw things. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't kill them. And like if you hit them with a charge shot, they drop one of the saws. I mean, you can kill them, but like it's pretty much gets immediately replaced, so I don't really know what the point is. Oh, what? He attacked me with his ponytail. How many enemies do that? Like I said, this corridor just goes on forever. We're still here. That's several minutes ago when I first said that. Yeah, Guardian 11 is not my favorite boss, but the other bosses of Stage 3 are some of my favorites in the game. So, that's a plus. Then again, a lot of bosses in this game are pretty memorable. They did a good job with that. And I've destroyed 600 enemies. That's pretty great. Oh, by the way, something funny happened while I was replaying my file. I was fighting Armin Ritter, you know, Stage 2 final boss. And I didn't shoot all of the little spheres that he pops out at the end. Oh, what the heck? And you know he splits off into all those tiny spheres. So I didn't quite get all of those on the final stage of the battle. And what happens is you still win, but you get a ×0 boss bonus. So you still get a time bonus and you still get a life bonus, but you don't get a boss bonus. How weird is that? And now begins basically the second half of Stage 3. which reminds me of the Aperoid Hive in Star Fox Assault, for any of you who have played that. Not like the first-person shooter area, obviously, but, well, the corridor area. The one that's like this, and the one that reminded me of it. That can be so obvious sometimes. But this really isn't that hard. It gets harder later on. This part always confuses me because I'm never exactly sure what the best course of action is. I'm pretty sure they shoot at missiles. Yeah. But they shoot a lot of them, so you gotta be careful. Especially with my... Still getting used to the timing of my melee attacks. Whoa! I don't know if that could hurt me, but it certainly looked like it could. How Issa knows that this is the way to go is beyond me. Oh crap. These things are basically like the eels in Stage 2, so there's a lot more of them. And they're really weird looking. I don't even know if you can kill those, ones that shoot lasers. Let's find out. Yep, you can. See, like I said, a lot more of them. You never really get an explanation as to what they are. But that actually is sort of fitting. The last half of the stage sort of has this weird theme of what exactly are they doing in this fortress. Which I always like in an area. Sort of mysterious vibe. Trying to think of other areas in video games that do that. I know they're out there, but nothing's really coming to mind right now. Oh, Issa, why'd you do that? Now this is the corridor where it gets a little tougher because they're enemies, for one thing. And later on there will be a new kind of door where you'll have to actually shoot part of it. There's nothing compared to the turbo tunnel, for those of you who have played Battletoads. A little bit of trivia, I've only played Battletoads once in my life. Oh crap. Nope. Ah! Oh, sorry about that shoddy performance. I was adjusting my headphones. Yes, I've only played Battletoads once in my life, and I was really young. I don't remember exactly how young, but I was very young. And yeah, I couldn't get past the turbo tunnel. That's as far as I ever got in Battletoads. I really have no desire to master the game. I like a good challenge, and I'll admit that when it comes to fighting games and RPGs, I do like ridiculously hard bosses, for the most part. But, other stuff, not so much. This area of the stage is pretty uneventful. There's not much that's really shooting at you. Just wait, I'm gonna get hit now that I've said that. There's a way to get a medal here somehow. I forget exactly how. And, okay. Jesus, another one of those incredibly rare moments in Sin and Punishment where you didn't have something to shoot for a second. I know. Weird, right? I think we got no, we got a little area here. These things are weird. They remind me of, like, the... What was it? Is the AT-STs that are the chicken walkers in Star Wars? I think it is because it's like the AT-ATs are the walkers that they used on Hoth. By the way, I saw, recently I saw The Phantom Menace 3D. It'd been years since I'd seen Episode 1. And since I'd seen it, when I first saw it when it was in theaters, and I was a little kid. So, how did I not get hit by that? Okay, this is a really memorable boss, Guardian 17. And the gimmick with this boss is he's got these 4 panels that go around, and you do not want to do what I just did and hit the panels. You want to focus on the boss and avoid hitting the panels. Why am I bad at this? I'll tell you why I'm bad at this is because I haven't played it as much as stages 1 and 2. But yeah, sometimes we'll just hide. This is an interesting perspective for a boss. I don't know if they really use this perspective for another boss in the game. I mean, I guess it's sort of similar to the boss of Stage 1. Which I can't remember. Or not Stage 1, Stage 0. Oh, did I just destroy that wall? I didn't know you could do that. I'm finding new stuff every day. And you can deflect those. I knew that, but I just get distracted. Besides, he's almost dead. I love how it actually, like, yells. It's a robot and it's yelling. That's wonderful. And I believe we've got another member of the Nebulox coming up.
Never
Oh, that voice. Ugh.
You're Issa, right? Hi there. My name's Hibaru. I hear you're quite the fighter. They say you used to fight the boss to a draw in sparring. Let's see what we've got here. Your face isn't that bad. And your fashion sense is certainly interesting.
I love that little smile that Issa gives.
But you lose points for your lousy taste.
And that pose Kachi makes.
Hey, ditch the girl, and I'll let you take me on a date. That is, if you're able to defeat me first.
What is with these kinds of enemies? Anyway, this is Hibaru Yaju, who, despite her dialogue, yes, if you're using Kachi, you will fight her with Kachi. Now, the key to fighting her is to use melee attacks. I'm going to counter her first one, and then, like... Oh. I don't know why I got a medal for that. That's pretty standard procedure for fighting her as far as I know. Ow. It's kind of hard to tell, but you're fighting in a giant cylinder in this fight. Now, I wish I knew more about the specifics of this fight, but I really don't. I just know that melee attacks are really key. And you gotta have good timing. Or else you'll just dodge. Huh. That was weird. She like knocked me into the thing and wasn't prepared for... Oh, dang it. Come on. Come at me, bro, sister. Oh, this might be the first time this has happened in the LP, but I got a less than ×1 multiplier. Which means that my score is going to be greatly reduced. And I'm probably going to... Oh, there's a 0. Meaning I get no points for this boss fight. Really harsh, but that's how it goes. Yeah, this is the point in the game where, really, I'm mainly just trying to beat the game. I'm not trying to get a high score anymore. But I'll probably end up redoing this stage again off screen when I get to stage 4. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. Besides, I'm happy with 83 million, honestly. 83 million is a big enough number that I don't feel bad for getting it. Dang it! I am having lots of trouble here. Which is fine by me, because really... Oh, that's a strategy. Except you don't want to do the entire combo. Dang it. Jeez, I might just die here. Okay, this attack looks very intimidating, but it's really not, because... well, the last part of it is. Well, first of all, you can shoot at her, which is what I should have been doing this whole time. But like, the one where it shoots out, yeah, this one, really not that hard because there's a big space that you can avoid. Several big spaces, actually. Okay. I'm having to stay a little bit quiet because I'm needing to concentrate. Honestly, if I can beat her, I shouldn't have any problem with the actual final boss of Stage 3. Dang. Oh, I really don't want a game over here. Oh, dang it! Oh. That's what I get for changing up the melee controls. Aw, man. Oh well, 83 million. I might replay it eventually, but I will keep doing this stage. I'll have a failure montage if I have to. But yeah, look at that. Score 0. But hey, my multiplier is back to 1. That's something. Alright, Miss Yaju. Aw, that would have been cool. You can dodge and then do a charge shot. Okay, now that I'm actually getting the hang of my new melee controls, this isn't as bad. Because all you have to do is reflect your shot once or twice, and then she's stunned, making this quite a bit easier. And then she goes into laser android spider mode. Something about that spider laser arm dress reminds me of the spider toy with the baby head in Toy Story. I don't know why, I guess just similar looking legs, arms, whatever. Ow. It's one of those days when you get knocked back into an energy cylinder. Hate that. Bah! I hate that! Couldn't go an episode without a Star Fox quote, you know. It must get faster or something, because I swear it's getting harder. Laser mode? Odd. Nice timing. It's funny because I really don't remember her being this hard. I guess I don't want to be one of those guys that just blames it on the controls, but I do get the feeling that's probably a big part of it. There we go. Finish her. Or not.
All right, you win. Wow. You really are something else.
Okay, Issa's got the little backpack thing, but how is she flying?
I think we may have been a little too noisy. Our roughhousing woke up the little guy. Well, gotta scoot.
Gotta scoot. Ugh.
How is it that you're waiting for us at every turn? How are you tracking our movement?
Silly boy. Don't you see? The creators are always watching.
There's our next reference to the creators. I'm still not positive that thing we saw and ah! What is that? Well, I know what it is, but I don't think it'll show. I don't know if it shows the boss name quite yet. This guy's actually on the box art. Yeah, there's the name. The aptly named Horror Keeper with his nipple rockets. Now, the boss fight really hasn't started yet. We got a little segment to go through here involving us destroying boxes, avoiding attacks from him. But we can't... What the heck? We can't really hurt him yet. At least we got some enemies up here to build up our non-existent multiplier. I'm just not having a good day in terms of damage. I mean, taking damage, that is. I took a ton of damage when I redid Stage 2. But the game is just getting harder. No shame in admitting that. Now that I'm actually getting later on in this game, I kind of wish that I had done a bit more research and found out where to get all the medals and stuff. Because even if I couldn't actually do it, I could at least be able to tell you guys, which would have been nice. But hey, like I said, this isn't meant to be informative. Not an informative LP. Just me playing for fun. Also, speaking about progress of LPs, because this is pretty uneventful here. My next LP, or my next new LP, because I will be continuing Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. My next LP is going to be Shining Force, the Sega Genesis game that I'm going to be playing on the Wii Virtual Console, which is a game that does ow. It does ow, yes, but it does also very easy. I'll get to that when I get to it. It's a very unintentionally funny game. and I think it'll be good. But ow, but not enough. But enough about that. There are no guns in Ow! Well, actually, there are guns in Shining Force. I guess the game was punishing me for making an incorrect statement about a different game. Those games, they stick out for each other, you know? Man, you remember back in Stage 1 where I actually could maintain a times 16 multiplier? Those were the days. Coming up here, I think, is where the boss fight actually starts. And is it just me, or does this really look like this background here? Doesn't it look like the background, like the cyber-ish background for the mechanical background option for the custom stages in Brawl? If you have any idea what I'm talking about. Now the thing with this guy is that he's really not that dangerous. It's just that his attacks are really fast. Like, especially that one. That one tends to screw me up quite a bit. But if you can get used to his movements, sort of like Punch-Out, I guess. I compare a lot of stuff to Punch-Out. It's not like I ever really played the original. I mean, I have, but not as much as a lot of other people. And if that stupid block wasn't in the way, I would not have gotten hurt by that. I maintain that I should have not gotten hurt by that either. Yeah, we're playing some weird Tetris-ish thing up here in the background. Or in the foreground, rather. Yeah, that little clap move always screws me up. Or it used to. I seem to be doing fine at avoiding it. This time I'm getting hit by everything else, though. Also, something else that I learned is the locking on thing that I mentioned in Stage 1. You can do that, but it actually decreases your damage output by quite a bit, so I would advise against it, generally speaking. So that's the lowest score we've ever seen here. But could be worse, could certainly be worse. So, I will see you next time on Sin and Punishment Star Successor, where we will be going into Stage 4. I will see you then. What? 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 0? Oh, screw you! Screw you, Armin Ritter! Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.